The gym echoed with laughter and the metallic clang of weights. 300 cadets in training were gathered for their strength test, a day of pride, sweat, and unspoken rivalry. At the edge of the mat, standing quietly in a crisp white polo and black slacks, was Lena Brooks, the base receptionist. She was supposed to be invisible, the one who handed out visitor badges, answered phones, and managed paperwork. To them, she wasn't a soldier. She was just background, until one of the cadets made the mistake of challenging her. "Hey, Miss Brooks," he said with a grin, lifting a steel training bar. "You ever seen how real soldiers work out?" Laughter followed, but what came next silenced every voice in the room. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're re-watching from. I love knowing who is listening. Lena smiled politely, her eyes calm but unreadable. She wasn't offended. Not exactly. Just disappointed. She'd seen this look before. The same disbelief in younger soldiers who thought strength was only found in the loud and the proud. "May I?" she asked softly, stepping forward. The cadet laughed again. "What? You want to file a form about it?" The crowd chuckled. She didn't. Instead, she rolled up her sleeves, revealing forearms lined with faint scars, like lightning trails of a life no one there could imagine. "Be my guest," the cadet said, still grinning. He handed her the bar. It was solid steel, thick, cold, unyielding, the kind of bar designed to endure thousands of pounds. The crowd leaned in, some pulling out phones, others smirking as if this would be over in seconds. But then, Lena gripped the bar with both hands, inhaled deeply, and bent it. The sound was sharp. A metallic cry cut through the air as the steel curved between her palms. For a moment, the world froze. The laughter died. Every muscle, every breath in that gym fell still. No one knew what to say. 300 cadets, future officers, trained for endurance and command, stood speechless as the receptionist dropped the bar with a dull thud on the mat. Lena didn't smile. She simply said, "Strength isn't always loud." And with that, she turned and walked back toward her desk. But Commander Dalton, a tall, stoic man known for his cold discipline, had been watching from the back. His expression had shifted from amusement to disbelief to something far deeper. He'd seen that technique before, that breathing pattern, the control, only one division trained like that. Shadow Response, a covert operations unit disbanded years ago. Later that afternoon, as cadets whispered rumors across the halls, Dalton walked into the admin office. Lena was there, sorting files, acting as if nothing had happened. "Where did you learn to do that?" he asked quietly. She looked up. Her eyes held a calm that only comes from seeing too much. "I used to fix things," she said. "Fix what?" "Broken people," she replied softly. "And sometimes broken steel." He studied her face, faintly lined, composed, but with a heaviness behind her voice, and then it hit him. "Lena Brooks, you were with Captain Harrow, weren't you?" The silence between them said everything. Harrow's unit, Shadow Response, had gone dark 8 years ago. The mission classified. The bodies never found. Only one survivor was rumored to have walked away. That night, word of the steel-bending receptionist spread through the entire base. Cadets began treating her differently. Not out of fear, but respect. They'd greet her properly, hold doors open, even ask her questions about resilience and mindset. But Lena never bragged. She never told them her story. Because strength, to her, wasn't about what people saw. It was about what you carry in silence. One evening, as she locked up the gym, a young cadet approached her, the same one who'd mocked her that morning. He hesitated, then said, "Ma'am, how did you do it? The bar, I mean." She smiled faintly. "You learn to bend steel," she said, "after life bends you first." The boy nodded, shame in his eyes, but also understanding. She placed a hand on his shoulder. Next time someone underestimates you, don't prove them wrong with anger. Prove them wrong with purpose. A week later, Commander Dalton called for her again. This time, he handed her a folder. Inside were photos, blurry satellite images of a region she knew all too well. "They want me to put a team together," he said, "and they asked if you'd consider training them." Her fingers brushed the edge of the folder. The names, the places, ghosts of a past she'd buried. For a moment, she hesitated. She'd left that world behind for a reason. But then she remembered something Captain Harrow once told her. The world doesn't need perfect soldiers. It needs the ones who still care after everything breaks. She exhaled slowly. "All right," she said. "Let's begin." When Lena stepped into the gym again, every cadet straightened. This time, no one laughed. The air carried a quiet respect, the kind reserved for legends who never ask to be called that. She picked up the same steel bar, still bent, now mounted on the wall like a symbol. "That," she told them, "isn't about power. It's about discipline, about heart." The cadets listened in silence. Some would go on to become officers, others medics, a few leaders of their own teams. But all of them would remember the day the receptionist bent steel with her bare hands and reminded them what true strength looked like. Because real strength isn't loud or polished. It's quiet, unshakable, and forged in the moments when no one's watching. Because kindness doesn't vanish. It waits, and it finds its way back. And sometimes the strongest people are the ones who stopped fighting for medals and started fighting for meaning. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Whispered Words for more cinematic stories of courage, humility, and the quiet power that lives in all of us. Tell me in the comments, what does true strength mean to you?